Right, hey guys, Only Gamer here, back with another video, and today I'm doing another edition of my bi-monthly pickup series, Games Recently Brought Online, where I show you guys all of my online game pickups. Now this one is going to be a bit of a different one actually, because it's kind of going to be like two pickup videos combined to one, and I'll explain a little bit about that in a minute. But basically, I've got two lot of games on my desks here. One is a pile of games I bought off eBay, and the other is a pile of games I actually got for free. For context, about a couple of weeks ago or so, a friend of my mum's actually went to our house and dropped off a big bag of, well, just gaming stuff. Like, it just had games inside, there was a few accessories, controllers. And the reason why she did this was because, well, from what I could tell, her husband actually, basically, his job is to pretty much destroy people's like belongings if they don't want them anymore or something like that. Like that's basically his whole thing, is just destroying people's stuff. But occasionally he does actually salvage some pretty good things every now and again. And luckily this bag of games, which apparently was just sitting in someone's garage for who knows how long. I mean, you could tell it was there for a while because a lot of the stuff was really dirty on top. But yeah, but basically this bag of games was saved, and so my mum asked if I would be interested in taking a look, and I was like, of course, you know, a free bag of games, I'd love to have a look. So a few days after, she dropped the bag off at our house, and yeah, it was absolutely massive, just packed with stuff. And I was originally going to do like a separate pickups video just for that, or separate video just showing off what was in the bag. But to be honest, it wasn't anything too great. I mean, most of the games in there were like your usual cheap shovelware type games. I mean, you had like FIFA games in there, Skylanders, Disney Sing games, you know, like stuff like that. There was some random music CDs thrown in at the bottom, which were all really dirty. There was a couple of controllers actually. One of them I did keep. It was a PS3 controller. It was really dirty, but once we cleaned it off and I tested it out, it worked perfectly fine. So I did keep that. But for the most part, a lot of stuff in there just wasn't really particularly noteworthy. However, I did grab a few things from there that I knew were actually worth something, because a couple of these games that I found in there are actually worth like a decent amount. This isn't anything too special, except for the two at the end, which are by far worth the most. But yeah, basically, these are all the games I got for free from that, you know, huge bag of stuff pretty much on my mum's friend dropped off. Yeah, without further ado, let's just get straight into it. Yeah, so that bag had a mixture of games from all different types of systems. So you had like PS3 games in there, PSP, Wii games, a few Xbox 360 games, you know, just a mixture of stuff. Yeah, and this is all the stuff I grabbed. So starting off, we have a couple PS3 games here. So the first one we have is Sonic Generations. Now this is a game I already own for the Xbox 360, so to be honest, I might potentially sell this because I don't need it for the PS3. If you remember, my goal for the PS3, my collecting goal, is specifically just to get the exclusives. That's the whole reason why I bought PS3, was to get the games that I really want to play that weren't on the 360 or weren't remastered later on or anything like that. Games that were still stuck on the PS3. And of course, I already own this on the 360. Not to mention the remaster of this just came out, the Sonic X Shadow Generations, which I plan on getting for Christmas. But yeah, I just saw this in there and figured that I might as well pick it up. And yeah, and it is complete, as you can see right there. Tested it out, works perfectly fine. I think the disc had, no, actually, the disc is in pretty much immaculate condition, actually. So yeah. So, I mean, it's cool to have, but like I said, I don't really need to own this on PS3, but you know, I'll keep it for now, but eventually I might sell it. Then the next one is another game I actually already own for the 360, and that's Rage. Yeah, so I already have this game on the 360. So again, it's another one that I might sell. I haven't actually tested this out yet, to be honest. This one is complete as well. And of course, on this version, you only get it on just one disc. On the 360, you have like 3 separate discs that the game came on. Well, that disc looks pretty immaculate as well. Like, that's pretty crazy. I mean, considering like the stuff they was surrounded by, a lot of it was really dirty. I mean, yeah, these games are in pretty damn good condition. But yeah, but again, it's another game that I already own. Might sell it eventually, but I'll keep it for now since I got it for free. Why not? And then I got one PSP game here. PSP is a system that I just, to be honest, don't really collect for anymore. My collection's pretty tiny. I've only got maybe about 8 games for it, roughly. And there was a ton of PSP games in that bag, like just a shit ton. There was even some UMD movies in there as well. Like, there was a Simpsons movie, I remember. Dark Knight Rises, Night at the Living Museum, you know, it was just a bunch of PSP stuff. But this was the only one that I grabbed, and it's Brothers in Arms D-Day. But I've actually never played a Brothers in Arms games before. I know it was at one time a pretty popular World War II FPS, which I don't make anymore. I don't know if this specific title is a PSP exclusive or if it's a port of a console game. I'm not entirely sure, because I know of Brothers in Arms. I know of some of the games in the franchise because my dad used to own them. But I don't really know anything about this game specifically, D-Day. But yeah, but it looks pretty interesting. I do like World War II first-person shooters. And yeah, it is complete, as you can see right there. This one does need a clean though. I don't know how well you can tell, but yeah, it's got like some black like specks or something there. I don't know what that is. And the front as well, it's quite filthy, so I need to like just wipe it down. And then the rest of these are all for the Nintendo DS. Again, just like with the PSP, there was a ton of DS games in there. And for the most part, they were mostly just your usual shovelware and sports games. But these were hands down the best games in the lot. One of which in particular, when I saw it in there, my jaw dropped. Because I knew, it was right at the very bottom as well, and I knew that it was actually worth a decent amount, which I'll save for the very end. But, so yeah, so I've got 4 Nintendo DS games here. So starting off, this is a game that I mainly grabbed because I knew nothing about it, but it intrigued me. It really did, and that's Snowboard Kids. Yeah, I didn't even know that. I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, Snowboard Kids, I think, was originally an N64 game. I believe there was 2 of them on the N64, which I did know about, but I had no idea there was a Nintendo DS version. So yeah, and I do really enjoy snowboarding games. So I grabbed this just out of curiosity, because again, I knew nothing about it. Didn't even know there was a DS entry in the series. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'd grab it. And it is fully complete. Really thick manual. I mean, just look at that. I don't think I've ever seen a DS manual that thick before, but yeah, I haven't tested it out yet, but I want to, because it does look pretty interesting. There's the back. Again, case is a little bit grubby. I do need to wipe these down. But yeah, just curious to see what this is like, you know, because I've never played Snowboard Kids before. And again, I didn't even know this game even existed until I saw it in the bag. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying this out. The next game is one I brought for Nintendo Wii about a couple months ago now. No, not a couple months, about like August time, I think. And that's Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. So Mario and Sonic is a series that I didn't really like play for the longest time. In fact, it wasn't until this year when I finally brought my first Mario and Sonic game. I brought the original one at CEX. And if you guys remember, they actually put the wrong disc in there. They put the disc for Olympic Winter Games, even though it was the box for the first game. But ultimately, like, I brought a separate disc for the first Olympic Games, and then brought a box for Olympic Winter Games on Wii. And yeah, and that was all I had for Mario and Sonic, you know. I never played any of the other games. But yeah, but I now also own the Nintendo DS version of Olympic Winter Games. Not sure how this one compares to the Wii version, because I haven't played it, to be honest. But I've heard a lot of good things about, you know, this game, especially on the Wii. And yeah, this one's complete as well. And yeah, and I figured I might as well grab it since it was free. This one, when I saw it in the bag initially, I thought it was a different game. I still grabbed out of the bag anyway, but this one actually surprised me. When I looked up the value of this on eBay, I was surprised to see how much this goes for. And that's Metroid Prime Pinball. I completely forgot this game even existed, but yeah, there was a pinball spin-off of Metroid Prime. When I first saw it in there, I thought it was Metroid Prime Hunters to begin with, which was the actual proper Metroid Prime game on DS. But no, it's pinball. And yeah, again, I completely forgot this game even existed. Metroid Prime is a series that I do want to get all of them if I can. I've only got just the first 2 on the GameCube. I really want to get Corruption on the Wii, and eventually Metroid Prime 4 when that comes out. I probably won't get it day one, but Metroid's a series that I do want to get more into, play more of the games. I would like to get all the Metroid Prime games if I can. But yeah, but this surprised me just how much it goes for. I had a look on eBay. This goes for close to £50, complete in box. I'm not even joking. This goes for like 50 quid on eBay, which shocked me because I was like, surely like the Metroid Prime pinball spin-off can't be worth that much. But no, it is actually. Amazingly, it is. And yeah, this one's complete. Although the strange thing is, I don't know if you can see, the cartridge is actually the American version because it's got the ESRB rating on it, and I think even the manual as well. Yeah, it says Nintendo of America on the back. So yeah, I don't actually remember if the DS is region 3 or not. I think the early models might be, but I'm not entirely sure about like the DSi and stuff. I'll have to test this out. I haven't tested it out yet. Also, as you can see at the front, it's supposed to come with a rumble pack. My one doesn't. I don't know if that's required to play the game or not, but yeah, if not, I could probably just buy one separately on eBay. Really cool to have. Again, considering like how much it actually goes for, the fact that it goes for free is incredible. But this isn't the only game in that bag that was worth a lot. Oh, no. I saved the best one for last. When I saw this in there, again, it was at the very bottom of all the DS games. I was in shock. I was like, oh my days, I am grabbing that instantly. Because this is by far, out of all the games in that whole bag, out of all the systems, everything, this one by far has to be the most valuable. When I saw this in there, I couldn't believe it. I honestly couldn't believe it. But yeah, there was a copy of Pokemon White version in there. Now when I saw this, I knew I immediately had to grab it because I know the mainline Pokemon games on any system are usually always worth a decent amount. Now I did look up how much this was like on CEX and eBay and stuff. This is £55 at CEX, which is a little bit less than I thought it would be because I know some of the Pokemon games, some of them are worth like over 100 and stuff. But yeah, but this is worth at least £50 as well. And again, when I saw it in there, I knew I had to grab it. I'll be completely honest with you guys, I've actually never played a mainline Pokemon game before. I'm being serious. I've never played a mainline Pokemon game. It was just, Pokemon, it never did anything for me. That's the weird thing. Like, even as a kid, I was never interested in it. And I'm not really entirely sure why. It just wasn't my thing, you know? So I completely missed out on the entire, series. Most people played Pokemon as a kid. I didn't. In fact, the only Pokemon game that I really played, come to think of it, was Pokken Tournament on the Wii U. And that wasn't even a full game, it was a demo. And that was obviously like the spin-off, the fighting game, which was pretty decent from what I remember. But yeah, that's about it. I've never played a mainline Pokemon game. So I figured I should change that and at least give this a go. Even if I don't like it, I should at least experience it, just to say that I, have at least played it. I mean, obviously I don't have a black version, which is obviously the game that goes along with this. But I don't know if it really matters all that much. So yeah, so I'll give this a go. This might be another game that potentially I could sell in the future because this is worth a decent amount. And yeah, and it's actually in the best of condition out of all these games, and it's complete. It's got everything in there. It's got the instruction manual, it's got the Wi-Fi booklet, it's even got all like the little advertisement things in there. Yeah, it's fully complete. I'm just ecstatic that I got this for free. So yeah, so I'll keep it for now, but like I said, eventually I might sell this because I know this is worth a decent amount. But I'll keep it, give it a go, see if I like it or not. But yeah, just the fact I got it for free is just absolutely insane. Yeah, so now let's get into the actual eBay pickups. Now there's not that many, there's only 5. I wouldn't say they're all heavy hitters, but the one at the end is a major heavy hitter. Like the one at the bottom here is, no joke, the most expensive game by far I've ever purchased. It's also the rarest game that I own and the most valuable game I own by far. So yeah, I'll say that for the end. Let's start things off with, got a couple PS1 games here. Now these I brought mainly to complete a subset that I've been trying to complete for the longest time. I had the first 3 games in this series on the PS1 for the longest time. And I now finally just recently brought the last 2. That game is Need for Speed Road Challenge for the PS1, also known as Need for Speed High Stakes in America. So I owned the first 3 Need for Speed games for the longest time. Need for Speed 1, 2 and 3 on the PS1. I've had those for like over a decade, a really long time. But there was also 2 other Need for Speed games for PS1 that I was missing for the longest time. I really wanted to get them, but the reason why it took me so long to finally buy them was because of how expensive they are. Both of them are like £40 each now, complete in box, roughly. I don't know why. Even like Need for Speed 2 and 3 are like 30-ish pounds. Like they're all pretty pricey now. But I got this one for a pretty good deal. I got it for £17. You know, the seller gave me an offer, which was how I got it so cheap. But yeah, and as you can see, the box for this is in pretty damn good condition. It doesn't have the sticker at the front, like the PlayStation sticker, which is really annoying. But yeah, but other than that, it's in pretty good condition. Now, it is complete with the manual, but originally it didn't actually come with the manual. I had to buy that separately. I had to buy another copy of the game that was just manual and disc only. And that cost me like £14. I only bought it just for the manual, because this one originally didn't come with it. But yeah, there's the disc. And I still have the disc for the other copy that I bought, which I just put on my eBay because I don't need it at all. In fact, speaking of which, if you guys want to check it out, I do have an eBay page on my own, which I do sell stuff on. I have a link to it in the description. Don't be obligated to buy anything by any means, but if you want to have a look, then just, you know, obviously click the link. I don't have too much stuff on there, but I have a few things that I've had listed for months that I could really do with, you know, it being sold. Just some old games I just don't want anymore. So yeah, if you want to check out my eBay page, it's in the description. But yeah, so really happy to have this. I wanted this game for the longest fucking time. Same with this other game. This was the last game I needed to complete the Need for Speed set on the PS1. Porsche 2000, also known as Porsche Unleashed in America. Why they decided to change the names in Europe, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, so this was the last game I needed to complete the set. This is the rarest one by far. Out of all the Need for Speeds for the PS1, this is the rarest one. Especially the black label copy. Usually you mainly see like the platinum version on eBay, or the 2-pack version that comes with another game. But yeah, but just finding the normal black label version of this is surprisingly hard. And yeah, it's also really expensive as well. This one I also got a pretty good deal on. I paid about £25 for this. This usually goes for at least 40 complete in box. And it is in relatively good condition. The only thing that's annoying is the sticker on the front has been partially ripped, which really sucks because it is the original sticker. Basically, like, it's an advertisement for saying that you could like win a Porsche or something. It's like a collaboration between Need for Speed and like a film going in 60 seconds. You can go to msn.co.uk/Porsche and you can win a model Porsche. So yeah, so it's annoying that's ripped, but everything else is in fairly good condition, and it is also complete as well. There's the disc. So yeah, I haven't actually tested this out yet. I've tested Road Challenge, that works fine, but I haven't tested out this one, so I'll need to at some point. But yeah, but I'm happy to own both these games now because I wanted both of these for the longest time. But again, because of how expensive they are, it took me so long to finally get it. But at least I managed to get good deals on both of them. So yeah, so that now completes the Need for Speed set on the PS1. Moving on, we have a PS4 game. Now, believe it or not, this is only like the, I think, third PS4 game. The fourth, sorry. This is only the fourth PS4 game I ever brought off eBay. The first was, I think, Angry Birds Star Wars, which I paid about £16 for, I remember. Second one was, I think, Modern Warfare 3, which I got for like £48. Third was Killzone Shadowfall, and then the fourth was this one. Now, this is a game I actually did an unboxing of recently. I brought a sealed copy and did obviously an unboxing for the channel. Yeah, and that's Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. Now, this game is what I've been playing a lot of recently. Basically, I had the first game. I bought the first game fairly recently on PS4. I got it digitally for like £3.24 or something. It was on sale. And it was a game that like I had the demo for on Nintendo Switch for the longest time. Yeah, so I got the first game digitally on PS4. And I really wanted to get the second one as well. However, the second one is £35 on the PlayStation Store, which is ridiculous, especially because it's been out for like 4 years. And it wasn't on sale or anything at the time, like the first one was. So I decided that I'll just go on eBay and buy a brand new sealed copy for £10. You can get a used one for like a little bit less. In fact, CX has this for like £5, I think, on PS4. But I figured I'd spend a little bit extra to get a sealed copy, mainly to do an unboxing for the channel. And this game, I just absolutely just adored, you know. I recently completed it. I've got like 110% progress in the adventure mode, which is basically the story mode of the game. Yeah, and I really, really enjoyed it. This is like one of the most fun games I've ever played in a long time. I really hope they make a third one because I'm going to buy that pretty much instantly. And yeah, I can't recommend it enough. You know, if you love puzzle games, this is one of the best out there in my opinion. Like, I really enjoyed this game. But yeah, definitely makes me want to go back and replay the first game because I didn't beat the first one. But yeah, just really loved it. Right, now moving on, we have a game that I talked about in my last video. If you remember, I made a video basically going over all the games that I basically wanted to get before the end of the year. So basically all the games I'm currently actively hunting for, and this was one of them. Now, this was a game I did own before. I bought it last year, but I only had just a cartridge for it. But now I have a fully boxed copy, and that's Vector Man on the Sega Mega Drive. Yeah, I finally got it. Finally got a boxed copy of this. It's in really good condition. I got it for about £21, which is about average for a boxed copy of this. Vector Man is an absolutely phenomenal game. It's a classic for the Mega Drive. If you haven't played it, I highly recommend you do. I mean, it's on like pretty much every Mega Drive compilation, pretty much, so there's no excuse not to play it. But yeah, I had to own like a boxed copy of this because I fucking love this game. And yeah, and it is like just in amazing condition. Still has the hang tab on top, which is good. I'm not too fussed if it doesn't have it, but you know, preferably I wish it would, because obviously it was originally part of the box. And yeah, and it is complete, as you can see right there. It's all in amazing condition. I mean, like the manual looks almost brand new. You know, I haven't tested it out yet, but yeah, I'm just really happy to have this. All right, saving the best for last. This one, I still can't even fully believe I own this. So this last one here is a game I've wanted for quite a while. And it is a ridiculously rare and also ridiculously expensive game. Like, I think currently on eBay, there's maybe only like 4 copies of this that I could find. It really doesn't pop up on eBay all that often. Also, until just the other day, it was completely out of stock at CEX. Like in all conditions, like unboxed, boxed without manual, boxed with manual, all out of stock. And this is a game that I will admit I paid way too much for. I paid a stupid amount for this game. But to be fair, I ultimately got a really good deal on it, and I couldn't pass off on it. Honestly, for how much I got this for, I couldn't pass off on it. And this is, oh my days, this is by far my new holy grail for my whole game collection. Without question. I can't believe I'm even holding this right now. And this was also another game I mentioned in my last video that I wanted, and that's Sonic Spinball for the Sega Master System. Yes, I finally brought it. For those of you who don't know, yes, they made a Master System version of Spinball, and this game is really fascinating for a lot of reasons. It had a very limited release. It came out extremely late in the Master System's life cycle. I mean, the back of the box has copyright 1994 Sega. According to what I've seen online, the game actually released in January 1995, which is extremely, especially for the Sega Master System. You know, I mean, that's like a month after the PlayStation came out in Japan. This only came out in 4 different regions: Europe, Australia, Portugal, and Brazil. And yeah, and it had an extremely limited print run in all those regions. And nowadays, it is extremely hard to find and extremely expensive. On CEX, you're looking a minimum, if you want it unboxed, £80. Boxed without manual, £150. Boxed with manual, £175. Yeah, it's really that expensive. And on eBay, I've seen this go as high. There's a complete box copy for sale right now for £300. I am not kidding. This is one of the most expensive and rarest Sonic games I think ever. And the fact that I own it is just absolutely insane. I'm not going to tell you how much I spent for my copy because, to be honest, I'm kind of too embarrassed to say how much. All I'll say is this. I paid about half of what this goes for on CX. That's all I'm going to say. It's in pretty good condition, as you can see. The only thing that sucks about it, it doesn't have the manual. The cart's in there, it's all in really good condition, but it doesn't have the manual. Which for some collectors would be a huge bummer. But honestly, considering how rare this game is, I honestly don't care. Just the fact that I even own a copy of this with the original box was enough for me. In fact, originally, I was going to do a CX roulette on this game, like about a month or so ago. There was one unboxed copy for sale at CEX, and I was planning on buying it, but ultimately someone brought it before me. But honestly, I would have been happy just to have a loose copy of this. The fact that I managed to get a copy with the original box is fucking insane. Guys, you have no idea how much of a holy grail this is. Oh my god, you can tell by my face, I am so happy to have this. I am so happy to have this. Never again will I spend this much money on a game, because this was a stupid amount to pay for a single game. But I had to. Honestly, I got a really good deal on this. I would have been a fool if I didn't buy it. Is it worth the asking price that's going for nowadays? Absolutely fuck no. I mean, the game itself is just a hastily put together Game Gear port. If you played the Game Gear version of Spinball, it's the exact same as that, but just has a bigger screen resolution. And in fact, I beat it. It's a really short game. You could beat the whole thing in like less than 2 hours. And actually, even in the credits, it still mentions like Game Gear marketing or something. They didn't even bother changing it for the Master System version. But yeah, but I'm just beyond happy to have this. You guys have no idea. I'm beyond happy to have this. And yeah, just what else can I say, really? If you're a Master System collector, like a full set collector or something, you're probably super jealous because this is one of the hardest games to get for the system and one of the most expensive. But yeah, I'm super happy to have this. And there it is, guys. So that was another edition of Games Recently Brought Online. I got some absolutely amazing pickups, and again, a lot of stuff for free. Big shout out to my mum's friend for, you know, obviously dumping that bag off at her house. Yeah, I'm glad that I now got my, you know, new holy grail in my collection. Just absolutely insane. In fact, just out of curiosity, I had a general look on Google. I just searched up Sonic Spinball Master System to see if I can even find a copy on any other website that wasn't CX or eBay. Couldn't find any. Like, I found it listed on several like independent game websites, but it was always out of stock. Literally, like, eBay is your only chance to get this game, and even then, like, you'll be lucky to, especially the European version, you'll be lucky to find it, like, at all. You know, especially boxed. I think there's only one complete box copy for sale right now. Like, when I say it's rare, I mean it. It is truly a hard to find game. But anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and peace. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care now.